I'm Riley, and today I'm gonna be walking through a full day of eating with hypothyroidism while trying to lose weight. That's kind of a mouthful, but that is why we're here today. I'm really excited to finally be uploading this because I've honestly like shot and reshot it so many times with different recipes, but I wanted it to be as perfect as possible for you guys. I do need to start off with a little bit of a disclaimer. You know, I'm just a girl. I am still figuring this stuff out. I got diagnosed with hypothyroidism back in August 2023, so it's been about 6 or 7 months. I'm not a professional by any means, but I'm hoping that by sharing what I've been doing, I can possibly help other people out there that are dealing with the same thing. That being said, what I've been doing personally is following an AIP or autoimmune protocol diet, and what that looks like for me is that I've been cutting out gluten, soy, dairy, corn, and then most sugars. Sugars are like the hard one for me. I've also cut back significantly on caffeine and alcohol. Caffeine, I've seen a world of difference with my anxiety, especially like during work and things like that. Like things I used to get nervous for, I don't get nervous for anymore, which is like honestly amazing. Completely eliminated coffee from like my morning routine. It really is like a treat maybe sometimes on the weekends. And I've just been doing like decaf or something instead during the week, or just doing like a green tea or a chai tea or something like that. So significantly cutting back from what I have been doing, which was like having multiple espressos a day. So for me, it made a huge difference. And then obviously alcohol, we know that alcohol is like not great for our bodies. Cutting back on that significantly has yielded great results for me as well. I did dry January, and then I'm Catholic, so I gave up alcohol for Lent, and I've just seen a major difference with just the way I feel in my energy levels with that. But my main focus is really just to create recipes and meals that leave me feeling full and as satisfied as possible. I want to enjoy what I'm eating, and that's kind of the main focus of this video, is showing recipes that are actually like delicious and I enjoy, and I'm not the type to eat food that doesn't taste good, like trust me. So we're going to get into it, but I also wanted to go over my medicine and supplements and kind of how those fit into my routine. So the first thing that I do every morning when I wake up is that I take my thyroid medicine. So I'm prescribed levothyroxine. I take that, and you're supposed to wait a complete hour before you have any other medicines or food or drink besides water. So what I do for me, which works for me once again in my routine, is that I wake up, take my medicine, go downstairs, do my workout. I usually just like walk on the treadmill, maybe do like a couple little like kettlebell exercises. And then while I'm doing that, I just chug water basically. And then by the time that's all done, I can come upstairs, make my breakfast, and then take the rest of my supplements. So I wanted to make sure that I was throwing that out there because I feel like not all doctors make it super clear that you're supposed to be taking your levo like on a completely empty stomach without like taking anything else, especially other medications. And some people say to like push it out to like 4 hours. That I feel like is impossible for me at least. So I think that waiting that 1 hour is pretty good. So basically come upstairs, make my breakfast, and then the supplements that I take after I have my breakfast are my daily multivitamin, which I use the Ritual one, which I really like because it has that like bar in it that makes it taste minty, and they're just really easy to take. And I've had problems with other ones in the past, just like being nasty and making me nauseous and stuff. So I love the Ritual one. And then I also take vitamin D. That's like pretty simple. You can find that anywhere. And then a new one that my dietitian has recommended is, I think you say an Instatol or something like that. And do your own research on that, but I've been seeing really good results with it. She advised that I take it basically to help with sugar cravings, and I've been seeing a really good result with that, but obviously do your own research there. Okay, now that all the upfront is done, we can actually get into the video. So I hope that you enjoy this full day of eating. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and watching. For breakfast, I like to do a little bit of a bigger breakfast and make sure that it has a lot of protein and everything at the beginning of the day. So I start off by prepping some egg white bites, kind of like a little Starbucks knockoff. So I'm going to go ahead and prep 6 of these for the week. I usually have like 1 or 2 a day. And then I need to grab peppers, but I'm gonna chop up some grape tomatoes and red pepper to go in them. I also have my oven preheating to 400 right now. I don't have red pepper, I have an orange bell pepper, so I'm gonna do this instead. I'm gonna spray my muffin tin with a little bit of avocado oil. I got this little like spray oil thing as a Secret Santa gift, but I think it's on Amazon, so I can link this. This is like a lifesaver because I hate using those like cooking sprays, you know, like Pam and all that. It's just like, I don't know, they gross me out, so I like this. And I'm actually gonna do a little bit of salt in the bottom so that way when I pour the egg whites in, it kind of mixes a little bit. I got these egg whites from Amazon Fresh. I was feeling random. I did an Amazon Fresh order last week. I pour this about like 2/3 of the way, I guess. And I just count each of these as like one full egg white. Then I just drop in a little bit of the mixture of peppers and tomatoes. I might have made too much, honestly. You really don't need that much to fill it up because these are like so little. It's that simple. So now I'm just gonna pop them in the oven for like 20 minutes or so. And I like to keep an eye on them because I don't like them to dry out too much either. So I'm just gonna keep an eye, but usually 15 to 20 minutes is good. While the egg bites are cooking, I like to do kind of my heartier breakfast. So I do half a cup of oats. To get that started, I need to do 1 cup of water and set it to boil. And then get our oats ready. In my oats, I do a pinch of salt, a bunch of cinnamon. To sweeten it, I actually use this sugar-free maple syrup, which this one is the only one I've tried that is actually really good. Ingredients are questionable, I'm not gonna lie to you, but at the end of the day, it is basically the same thing that would be in a, what's it called? Not stevia, Splenda. So it's very similar to the ingredients that would be in Splenda as far as the sweeteners. So it's nothing super, super crazy. And more importantly, it's not any of the like red flags when it comes to like inflammation. Of course, it's very processed, but for me, it's like worth it because this makes the flavor of my oatmeal just like perfect. So anyways, it doesn't taste like an artificial sweetener. It tastes like syrup. So anyways, I love this one, and the calories on it are only 5 calories per tablespoon. For 2 tablespoons, only 5 calories. So that's pretty good. I've tried the Walden Farms one. I think it's disgusting. I've tried just like regular, like sugar-free, like store brand versions, and I think they're all gross. That one is really good, the Cary's one. I'm gonna go ahead and put the salt in just to the boiling water. Drop those in. I give them a stir and then bring the heat down to medium. And then you let them cook for like 5 minutes or so. And then if I'm not feeling the maple syrup for whatever reason, I will just do stevia and cinnamon and kind of keep it pushing. Maybe drop some like actual fruit in here. I do have some blueberries that I could put in, but I'm gonna save those for my yogurt parfaits. I'll show you those later. So I have this in the pantry as well. I like a lot of cinnamon. And cinnamon is good because it is an anti-inflammatory. I'm also gonna do just a little bit of cinnamon on top. Oh my gosh, I have to be careful because this thing is so big. You can get a lot out by accident if you don't mean to. I get my spices that we go through a lot of. I get them at Costco, so that way I have this big one. Literally, I've had this for not that long. That's how much like cinnamon we have as a family, you know. My timer for my egg bites just went off. It's probably gonna suit with the camera. These look perfect. So I did them for exactly 15 minutes. I usually eyeball them, so I've never put a timer to it, so 15 minutes looks about perfect for these. That is breakfast. I have my egg white bites. I put a little bit of sriracha on top, oatmeal, and then I do just like lemon water with breakfast. I have been skipping coffee. It is so depressing, but that is one thing that I really have kind of felt a difference with because caffeine obviously can lead to higher levels of cortisol and stress and everything, and I feel like that was one of my main issues with stress, especially with like weight gain and everything. So cutting out coffee, while it was hard and I love a coffee, I do have decaf from time to time during the week, and then on the weekends I do treat myself with 1 coffee from Starbucks or something, or from like a cute little coffee shop. So anyways, I do just do water with my breakfast. It's so sad. And then I will let the other 4 egg bites just cool and then pop them in a glass like airtight container to last me throughout the week. Also, I've been watching The Real Housewives of New Jersey from the beginning, and it was just the Teresa table flipping scene. Excuse how dirty my computer is, that's embarrassing. But oh my god, like this was the Renaissance, you guys. Like this shit is amazing. It was, I don't know, obviously it was so iconic, but it just came together in such an amazing way. It's so good, you guys. Okay, it's a little bit later. It's about time for lunch, and if you know me, you know sushi is one of my favorite foods, and it's kind of tough with all these things that I've like cut out because you're not supposed to have soy, and it's really hard to go into a restaurant and kind of avoid these things that are kind of like in all Asian foods. So I opt for making my own sushi bowl at home, which is obviously not as fun, but it is delicious, trust me. I do a spicy salmon bowl, and I'll show you how I make that. Sorry if you hear the dishwasher running also in the background. I really need to run it, so let me show you what all I put into it. I have water getting ready to boil over there for my rice. So I have white rice, it's just plain long grain white rice. And then the star of the show as far as thyroid support is these seaweed snacks. I actually found these at Aldi and they were really inexpensive, which is great, but they're little like dried seaweed wrappers, which I kind of use to scoop everything up and eat it in like a little, you know, mini roll type of a thing. So these are really good because they are kind of packed with iodine, and iodine supports thyroid function. So those are a great thing to have in the pantry, especially when I want to make this. So I do salmon. Kind of the most cost efficient way that I have found to do salmon and most convenient is to buy these little packs. They just come like tuna does, and it's wild caught, which is such a bonus because farm salmon is not the best. And if you buy wild salmon from the deli or whatever, it does get kind of pricey. So this is what I like to do for these quick lunches, is buy the packs like that. So it's going to be spicy salmon. In the salmon, I do sriracha, a little bit of rice vinegar, a little bit of liquid aminos instead of soy sauce. I do sesame seeds kind of like on the top to garnish. And then a little bit of sesame oil, and of course a little bit of salt as well in that mixture. And then on top, I will do some shredded carrots, and I make this little like cucumber salad type of thing. Basically, cut up some cucumbers and put, kind of let it marinate for a little bit, or like pickle, I guess, in some rice vinegar, which is so, so good. And yeah, put that together and then do a little bit of sesame seeds on top. So it's really bomb. And if you like sushi, then you'll like this. Also, this isn't my favorite brand of this. There's a brand, I think it's called Wild Planet or something. I just couldn't find it in whatever store. I think it was just at Publix or something. I couldn't find it, but that brand is a lot better than this one. This is just what I was able to find when I was shopping the other day. So anyways, I will show, I'll like pop a picture in of the packaging of the Wild Planet one so you can see that one too. I'm just going to add in my sriracha. I like a good amount of this. And then I just do like a very little bit of all three of these, and you'll see how it comes together. But I think that having a little bit of everything really does add to the overall kind of like flavor combo. So you can just do the sriracha, and I might add just a little bit of mayo just to make it a little bit more creamy. But you don't need all of these things. You could just do like the sriracha and be completely fine, but I like to add a little bit more different flavors to this. So there's our spicy salmon mixture.
I am proud to be a wonderful man, you know, anyways, I know this.
Right. Dating a big-time Colombian cocaine deal.
What she did.
And then I wanted to show you, because I usually do the sesame seeds, and I'll still do a little bit of these, but sometimes I also like to do some everything but the bagel seasoning. Something about like the chunks of salt in this, I don't know, it just tastes so good. So I like to do a little bit of this on top. And then the little seaweed snacks come like this. I just put them on the side, and as I'm eating, I will just kind of wrap stuff up and make like a little mini roll out of it. So that is my lunch for today. Okay, it is around 6:30 now, and I'm gonna start prepping for dinner. I was gonna do my kind of Mediterranean, it's actually kind of a copycat recipe. I was gonna do chicken thighs, but I honestly have some leftover cod in the fridge that I need to get through, and it's only me this week because Jared's traveling for work, so I really need to have that. So I'm gonna do the same like sides and everything I was gonna do with the chicken, but just have the cod as my protein. And cod is actually really good because once again, it has a lot of the nutrients and vitamins, minerals, all that support your thyroid. I will pop them up on the screen because I'm not remembering right now. Another thing I forgot to mention earlier is Brazil nuts. These are like a really dense source of selenium. And so I literally, when I'm like craving like a little something, I will have 1 or 2 of these. I haven't had one today, but it's literally like this size, nothing major. Will it focus? It's literally like this size, and 1 or 2, honestly, like, is fine for me. I never like crave more. You're not supposed to have more than 1 or 2 because there is like selenium toxicity. So especially if I'm having another source of selenium, like I know tuna is like a good source of selenium, things like that, or like even like red meat, I will only have 1, or I will just not have any that day. But kind of when I want a little something, I reach for this. So I'm gonna have that now. But okay, gonna prep my kind of like Mediterranean salad is what I call it. It's basically like tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, red onion. Do I put anything else in there? That's about it. And then just a bunch of red wine vinegar and olive oil and seasonings, obviously. And that I kind of use out. I think I'm gonna put chickpeas in it this time. I don't usually do that, but I think to have that can be like my carb. So I'm gonna do a base of that with my cod on top, and it's gonna be so good. So definitely this is a good recipe to just batch make and then keep in your fridge throughout the week and just use it with a bunch of different stuff. So for example, I'm gonna have it with cod tonight, but then tomorrow night I'll probably make the chicken. So I will go ahead and list all the recipes that I use down there. The chicken recipe that I came up with is so good. It's just like a bunch of really like aromatic, delicious seasonings, and kind of replicates the taste of Kava's chicken, like the juiciness, you know. But I make it in the air fryer, and I try to use like not too much oil. It's really good. But anyways, let me get into making this salad. Now this is gonna get a generous amount of salt because, I don't know, I just need salt. I love salt. It's about that much. Some pepper, and then I do a bunch of oregano. I feel like this is what makes it taste like a Greek salad to me. And I will say the one like thing, because I love all like Mediterranean foods, Greek foods, all that. The one thing I really miss with the way I've been eating is feta cheese, like not being able to have feta cheese, like because I know that there's like there's feta cheese made from sheep's milk instead of from cow's milk, but I can't find it. So if you know where to buy that, please let a girl know, because apparently that's a little easier on your digestive system and everything. But I've always been sensitive to dairy, and then when it said for thyroid stuff to avoid dairy, I was like, all right, fine. So I've done it before, I can do it again. I just am also trying to not rely on like dairy alternatives. I do have one that I'll show you later. I don't know, I just feel like they're really processed and end up just being just as like not good for you. But anyways, gonna go in with my, I can't show you. I'm gonna go in with my oil and vinegar, and this is what makes it. A bunch of vinegar. I like for everything to get really kind of preserved, I guess is the best word, in the vinegar. I try to go not too heavy on the olive oil. And then, ugh, this looks amazing. Like, how amazing does that look? Oh, I forgot my chickpeas, you guys. Just rinsed these and gonna mix them in. I actually like love chickpeas. I don't know what it is about them, but as far as like the bean legume category, they are a winner for me. I actually used to make this. I haven't made it in forever. I should make it, but Hannah knows. Shout out to Hannah if you're watching this. But I used to make this. It was almost like a dessert hummus, but it was like cookie dough flavor. Ugh, I need to look up the recipe again and make it again. I loved that stuff. And literally, whenever I lived in Charlotte, Hannah would come to visit me because long story, but she would come to visit me all the time. And she would literally like get the drunchies and like go down and like eat the dessert hummus with like a spoon because it's literally that good. And people try to play me and act like, you know, I make nasty stuff, but I don't. Like, when I say it's good, I mean it's good because I don't like eating food that doesn't taste good. And like I said, this is a winner. And if you want me to show you that chickpea cookie dough recipe, please leave a comment and I will solely dedicate a video to that. It's so good. With my salad, I'm gonna do a base of some romaine and these protein greens mixed together. I just recently started getting this brand, the Organic Girl. I bought it off of Amazon Fresh, and I like it because it's washed 3 times and the leaves just look pretty good. Like, they look in good shape. My ick is like buying romaine and just like any greens and them just getting like nasty so quick. So I like that this feels a little bit more fresh. And then I'm also going to top everything with a little bit of this red pepper hummus that I get from Aldi. This stuff is so good. It's not as good as the Trader Joe's one, but I can never find the Trader Joe's one anymore. So it's pretty close. All right, and that is what dinner is looking like. So I get a lot of greens in, a lot of good raw veggies in, and then cod is my protein source, and then hummus, obviously. Just a little bit of flavor on top. So I'm gonna dig into this, and this should keep me pretty full for a little bit, but I usually, as most of us do, get a little hankering for something sweet. So I'll show you that a little bit later. I forgot to say that at dinner, I like to have a little bit of a treat for my drink. So I get these are like the sparkling ice water dupes from Aldi. I only really like the vanilla, oh my God. I like the lemonade and I like the pink grapefruit, I think, from Aldi. But then the actual sparkling ice brand, I like the lemonade and I love the black raspberry. That one is like my favorite. I also like strawberry kiwi, but I like to keep these stocked up in the fridge because, of course, it's like nothing as far as calories, but it just switches it up a little bit to have like nice beverage. I'm also not drinking alcohol right now. I gave up, well, I did dry January and I'm Catholic, so I gave up alcohol for Lent this year. So having just like something, some sort of beverage is really nice. Okay, so it's a lot later. It's like almost 10 o'clock, I'm not gonna lie. It's been after dinner, I've been watching TV. I'm watching Griselda, the new Netflix show with Sofia Vergara. It basically like opens up on this quote saying that the only man I was ever afraid of was a woman, and it was Griselda Blanco, and then it reveals that the quote is from Pablo Escobar. So very interesting way to intro. I just finished the 2nd episode and I'm really into it. So anyways, I'm watching that and it's time for my little treat, you know. So let me flip you around. I love a like sweet like bowl with granola. Like, I love an acai bowl. I love a parfait, anything like that. So what I usually crave is like fruit and honey and like some sort of crunch is what I really like. And that's kind of the like cleanest way, I guess, for me to have a little sweet treat. So I usually do a little like mini parfait thing at night. And I use this So Delicious coconut milk yogurt. So like I said before, I don't love doing a ton of dairy alternatives, but this one is a pretty good one. Calories are really low, and then ingredients are pretty clean. So It's not super, obviously it's processed. It's not super processed though. So I do that in the bottom with some blueberries. And then this granola, I have a couple different kinds. This one I love though. It's from Aldi, dark chocolate and sea salt. And obviously, I don't know why they have to say gluten-free, like oats are gluten-free, but anyways, super good, yummy. And then I do some cacao nibs. I'm running out. I need to get a new bag of them. And then I just do some honey on top. And it is just like the perfect little something. You know what I mean? Sometimes I do a little bit of almond butter or something. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to make really quick. There is my sweet little treat. So I do like a thin layer of yogurt at the bottom. It's probably only like a 1/4 cup of the yogurt. And then like probably a 1/4 cup of the granola, probably a 1/4 cup of everything, like a handful of blueberries, and then probably like 1 or 2 teaspoons of honey on top, and then just a little sprinkling of the cacao nibs. I like those because they add like a deeper chocolate flavor, you know? So it makes me trick myself into thinking I'm eating chocolate, you know? But this is honestly so bomb. So I'm about to dig into this and watch the rest of my show. Okay, so once I finish that, I'm going to finish winding down for the night, go to bed. So that is really what I eat in the day, or what I eat in a day. I will probably drink another thing of water before I go to bed, which kind of sucks because I have been having problems going, like having to get up to use the bathroom in the middle of the night. So I need to figure that out. But I do need to get like one more big thing of water in today, and then I will be good. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. This is obviously an ideal day, or else I wouldn't have filmed it. But I think that what really sets me up for success is kind of batch cooking like I did. So kind of when I cook once, make sure that I can eat like 3 or 4 times from that one effort of cooking, and that kind of helps keep me on track. As long as I have like some sort of leftovers or something I can throw together in the fridge, it's a lot easier to like talk myself out of like ordering something or door dashing something or going out to eat, or like going through a drive-through, whatever. So yeah, that is what I have been doing lately, and I will be like checking in with progress and everything as the months go on. So thank you once again for watching, and let me know what other type of videos you would like to see. Thank you.
Stop it.